What's up, fish fam? I'm Dan from Michigan Aquatics, and tonight we're talking about my Jaguar cichlid and her official gender, or its official gender. Let's see, what's it gonna be? Got my Mountain Dew, got my big one today. We'll see if anyone comes in. Hey, Aquatics, welcome to the stream. Hi, bro. My red devil is flashing. That's okay. It's a sign of stress. My fish still flash. A lot of times, they'll hurt themselves at night, or they'll get into fights. And because your red devil's new to the tank, he's more than likely flashing like that because, more than likely because he's stressed. Because you've only had him for a couple of days, so I wouldn't worry about it yet. Just watch him. Watch for any random fin shredding. If you see any of his fins just randomly getting shredded, even though there's nothing else in the tank living with him, then that might be an issue. And also, obviously, watch for little white cysts on the slime coat of the fish, because obviously that's ick. We all kind of know that. So, but more than likely, you're good to go. My convicts flash a lot, but they're fine. Yeah, but he's not. So I'm fasting him for 2 days and feeding him, and hopefully he will eat. Like I said, they're shy. You gotta wait a little bit. Cichlids might not eat for a while, and usually any fish with ick or any internal parasite, they will still eat. My fish always ate with ick. They didn't care. If I was to put food in the tank, they were eating it. So, any tips on a blood parrot? What tips do you need, really? Like just care tips in general? Went out and I got care tips, okay. I know a pretty good amount of about blood parrots. I'm not too huge of a fan of them, but they're quite aggressive, so I've heard. So basically just like you would take care of a red devil or a Midas cichlid, because they're a hybrid with a Midas cichlid, and I think, yeah, what a parrot cichlid is it's a let me guess, the Jag is a female. We're gonna have to wait to find out, because I'm answering questions right now. So basically it's a hybrid between, you probably already know this, but it's a hybrid between the red hump cichlid or redhead cichlid and the Midas cichlid. So everyone that owns a flower horn tells me not to get it. Not to get what? A flower horn? Why? What's wrong with flower horns? They're awesome. I want one. But care tips, tank size probably about a 55. A 55 could work. They don't get enormous. They only live an average of 6 years because of the deformities in them. So, go feed your fish today on stream like pellets. I'll feed them pellets, but I also got some bloodworms here. These are omega 1, so they're really small, but anyway, 55 gallons can work fine for 1 to 3 of them. They'll only get about, I say about that long, really. They don't get big, live for about 5-6 years. Obviously, water parameters. I say 7.2, something like that. 7.2 through 8.0. What size in the tank behind you? That's a 55 back there. And for food, yes, a 55. And they're only growing out, Caleb. I have a whole plan set, but for feeding and basically small things, because their mouth can't close all the way, so try to stay away from the bigger pellets. Small pellets work really good. If they end up getting really big, you can feed them medium pellets, but don't give them large pellets, because the only way they can chew is muscles in their throat. So the smaller the pellets are, the easier it is. They'll either swallow them whole or they'll try to grind them up. And then, of course, frozen foods. Live foods can become an issue, obviously, because their mouths usually can't close. So, frozen foods and smaller pellet foods, flake foods can work. Just basic stuff like that. And obviously, temp, they're a tropical fish still. So, 70, 78, maybe 77, all the way up to like 83. So, it's basic care tips. Any more questions? Anyway, let's see what Tofei just said. And I got him a new food. It's omega-1 frozen food, like salmon and halibut, and it makes a bunch of good stuff. See, I'm uploading a video on that tomorrow. I just filmed it. I filmed 3 videos today, and I'm gonna edit them throughout the next couple days and upload them. But I agree with Ethan that there are things in there that help them, but I've never seen a red devil eat a salmon. Man, your editing is really good for a small channel. How do you do that? I don't know. I spend time on it, really. I spend usually like 45 minutes for my smaller videos, and on my bigger ones, I'll spend upwards of an hour. And I edit a lot of stuff out. Like, most of my videos are over 10 minutes long. So I have to break them down to the 8-minute mark. Sometimes I'll try to get down to the 5, but it's hard cutting out things for me because everything to me is important. But I'm gonna try to just film them in 5 minutes. But the employee suggested he has a flower horn and told me it's good for them. It is good for them, but I mean, it has more natural fish, but I've never seen a red devil up and kill a salmon and then eat it. So, like, I have omega-1 right here. I have betta pellets that are omega-1. So it's got halibut, I know that for sure. It has a lot of the stuff as I'm reading it here, as Hikari does, but it has halibut, whole herring, salmon, whole shrimp. When is Palmer going to live stream? I don't know when Chris is live streaming. He doesn't give any warnings. He usually ends up streaming when I'm streaming, so I won't be surprised. So anyway, it don't seem like many more people are going to join in. Red Devil loves digging. Well, that's a good sign that it is not sick. Don't stress on it. If it's digging, it is happy and it is healthy. Speaking of your Red Devil being a him, my Jaguar cichlid, the official gender after I sexed it last night is a male. It is actually a male. I thought for all this time it was a female. It must have been just going through sexual maturity when I first sexed it, and it had, one vent hole was bigger than the other when I first ever sexed it, which tells you it's a female. But apparently, he is a male. So, and he's also going after my catfish. So, it's a male. Ethan was right. Judging by everything, as you can see, he's going after my catfish. How do you do it? Well, that's one of the videos I was going to upload, but I couldn't get any good film of me doing it. So basically, you catch it in a net, and you gotta do it quick. Make sure your hands are clean. You take the net out of the tank, and you flip the fish upside down while still in the net. And then you look at its vents, or its butthole. They're called vents. And if one of them is bigger than the other, then it is a female fish. But if they're both the same size or almost not exist, or well, you can barely see them, you more than likely, well, 100% got yourself a male. And mine had 2 big buttholes, indicating it's a male, and they were both the same size. It's a male. which was highly unexpected, but it is a male, so I'm quite excited. I was always hoping that Ethan would be right about that. Why? Don't go to tell him the live stream, please. Please don't. I'm just dang, are these bloodworms small? I'm not used to this. I'm used to having the bigger ones for the predator fish. But I got the Omega 1, so they were small. Just kidding. Thank goodness. Because he would too. I love the man. He is awesome. Not now, later. Okay. Please, later. But it's so weird looking at Omega 1 bloodworms now, because my bloodworms that I would get were they were always really big. I got them from not Moby Dicks. But today I'm going to try and feed Goby again. We'll actually do that right now. Take this out. I almost got my red devil bloodworms. My fish love them. I think they like them more than brine shrimp, actually. It's at 15%? Are you kidding? Hang on. How's the focus gonna be? Hey, Fish Tropic, welcome to the stream, doing a focus check. Hey, it focused. That's new. Alright. Anyway. Hey, Fish Keeping 101. Focus check. Hashtag focus check. Well, I'm really sensitive about how clean my camera lens is. What camera do you use? It's a tablet. Yeah, it's a tablet. Hey, Fish Keeping 101, welcome to the stream. Yeah, the puffer's gonna have a joyride with this because they're small. There's the goby, though, right there. What you got going there? Just about to feed the fish, and my jag, the official gender is a male. I always thought it was a female. There you go, have fun with that. Goby just immediately sees it. Here comes the puffer. There he goes. He got it. Oh, yeah, he's going to eat the crap out of that. He is going to eat the crap out of that. Oh, yeah, look at that. He likes the small ones. We all told you it was a male. No, you didn't. You didn't tell me it was a male. Hashtag num num. But judging by the markings on it, the face, and me sexing it just when it was supposed to hit sexual maturity, it checked out as a female. Which I still might have done it wrong, and it could still be a female, but for now it's a male. And plus, now that me knowing it's a male, this thing will definitely wreck anything. Like, anything. Put a little bit more in there. Look at how big his belly's getting. Dang, you're eating another one. Well, I mean, you haven't eaten in a little bit. That's why I'm fasting him. Why are you fasting him? Goes for the food, chews it up, and spits it out. Well, tank looks great, thank you. Water's been clearing up really nice. I have to fill it up. That's the only thing I hate about this tank. That's all duckweed at the top. But the water level lowers so fast. And, that's my peacock gudgeon right there. female. And pufferfish. Yep. I don't know where. There she is. Right there. If it'll focus. When will it focus? When will it focus? His fish is not sick. He just got a red devil, and he's doing the same thing I do all the time. He's stressing over it. He seen it flash a couple times. Yeah, hit that like button, everyone. We got 2 likes and 6 people in here. Hey, Jeremy, welcome to the stream. Just gave these guys some bloodworms. No, he is happy. Well, then he's fine. You shouldn't fast him. Really. Like, I mean, I guess you should fast him. I don't know if I would fast him, like, try to put food in there. But he is still new to that tank. It is a red devil, and like Jags, red devils will be shy after you first get them, but give it a little bit, and everything will go fine. Man, look at how big this fish got. I never knew pea puffers grew as fast as this one did. I thought maybe it'd be like a slower growing fish, but it hit full size pretty dang quickly. And then you, I don't know what to do with you right now. You're like doing nuts flashing. Like, full on. Frank's Takes, welcome to the stream. Glad you can make it. A lot of new people coming in here. Never seen y'all here. We're taking a look at the nano tank right here with my pea puffer and my peacock gudgeon. There we go. Now it focused. There we go. Just feeding some bloodworms. Good water, high protein foods will do that. We'll make them flash. Yeah, I stressed a lot. I went to the pet store yesterday and almost got medication, but the worker said, no, don't waste your money. The fish is fine. Yeah, it's more than likely fine. I've done the same thing. I've sort of, like, taught myself to wait. You have a TDS meter? No. But if it's only high protein making him flash, then I guess he's not sick. I guess she's fine and I don't have to worry about it. So you're good. You get to stay with me. Because if you were sick, I wouldn't give you to nobody. You'd just be chicken food. Man, look at how pretty that fish is. And here comes the fatty. Anyway. Let's get the garlic out of here. Which I put it in there to... Because there's usually not garlic in these. Garlic helps fight off any bacteria or anything. So I just put little pieces of garlic in the food and take them out. Man, you're such a beautiful fish. Look at that. I love you. Bro, go to the big tank. I want to see your Jag crush some food. There's not really anything to crush. Like, look at how tiny it is. Are notorious for carrying parasites. Well, I got it from Bruce Pets, where they're like, honestly, it's like walking into a zoo. The pellets, feed them some. They're not gonna crush it. They're gonna sit there at the top and eat it. They're pellets. Look at how small that is. It's so weird looking at that. Look, you can't even eat it. Notorious for parasites. Well, I can guarantee you that my puffer was quarantined for 6 weeks. Because they do really good with all their fish. Yeah, she's like, he is like, what is this? What are you feeding me? Are you putting in little wood chippings or something? No, I don't have the 20 pounds in here. It's good they quarantine. Most fish stores don't do that, so it's nice to hear yours does. That's not my local pet store. That's like almost 2 hours away from me. Don't I know? Look at how angry he is. He's like, "What are you doing to me? Come on, man, go give me some real food." Okay, okay. So I'm gonna have to go get him. I'm probably gonna get her some krill, or no, I mean him. That's right. For all you that don't know, that is a he. But look at that. Doesn't he look like a female? Look at that. He's got the stripes, which the females have. He's got the pointed nose, like the females have. Just stop by. I can't stay. Well, the Jag's a male. There's the catfish decided to come out. He should be coming out a lot now that I moved his hideout up there. What I tried to do was make an area where he could have a little bit of a territory. So people don't spend the money to quarantine. Oh, be nice. That's what my catfish looks like, though. That's an African catfish. It's called a Synodontis obturus. And, yeah. Gotta find his way for a hideout. So, we gotta rename him. I don't know what to name him now that he's a dude. Oh, be nice. Come on, dude. Hold on. I'll be right back. You guys get to look at Jordan's until I get back. Where's my cup? There we go. Sorry, I gotta go get the krill ready, but I need a cup. So I'm just gonna use this cup that my moss is in. There we go. Alright, I got a bunch of krill this time. Alrighty. So I got that big old piece of krill, frozen krill, and then I got some brine shrimp thawing. Why did I switch the camera around? Ain't nobody want to see that. Take a look at chat. How are you all? Hi, how are you, Michigan Aquatics? I'm doing really good tonight. Rocking some J's. Dan, I'm watching the video you uploaded earlier today while also watching your stream. It's an Inception. That's awesome. I didn't know you can do that. That's good. Yeah, I always thought that he was actually a female because you can see the stripes. Usually males have all spots by this point. The more pointed nose, that's usually a telltale sign it's a female. So, I don't know what's up with him. And he definitely wasn't a runt. Just had a peacock and it was amazing, but he was little for 70 bucks. So I thought if I got him, he won't eat pellets, and then it would be a waste, I guess. Nope, they will not eat pellets. Stream interrupted. How many gallons is my tank? My tank is 55 gallons. It's a grow out tank. Hope y'all are still here. He's a late bloomer. I guess he might be. Ain't no short of a mean fish though, are you? I hate streaming on this thing. I want a brand new one. Like, this is the 2017 model. The Oscar jumped out of the tank and I saved him. Well, good thing you saved him. Because, luckily I have a light. Because my Jag jumped. And you can see there's no glass paneling right there. That was him. He did that. He jumped at the glass paneling and he broke it. Is it still lagging for you guys? Off tomorrow, Michigan, it's gonna be cold and snowy. It's already cold and snowy. What do you mean? I fed him and he jumped out. Oh. Well, he just broke it. One night I was just sitting in here and I heard him hit his head on the top of the tank for sure. So I wanted to make sure he didn't jump out. He was alright. And I got up and I was looking around. I seen him. He was doing fine. And then I seen the piece of glass sitting right there. I was like, what the heck did you do, fish? And he broke it. Yeah. See, now you can see his spots. Like, sometimes he goes into this color and he gets these. His stripes go away and he gets spots. Anyway, I think these are about melted down. Jags are awesome fish. I'd love to keep one, but I'm waiting to find a 6-foot tank before I get one. You can grow one out for a long time in a 55. I've had her for about 6 months, or him for about 6 months. And he's like 7.5 inches, I think. He barely fit in my net, which is an 8-inch net, so 7.5 for sure. There you go. I mean, that's nothing for you right now, but don't worry, I got some krill for you. And if Matthew Moore Cichlids sees this, that's his Tetra Whisper 40 that he sent me. As a giveaway prize. That's them bubbles right here. Thing is practically silent. It's no short of powerful either. Look at that. This is just a hideout I created for either Dave or the convicts. Jack Dempsey, 8 inches. Not as energetic as a Jag seems. Well, it really depends on what you have with it. And how much you pay attention to it. Hey, Fish Tropic. So it's as big as he would be crushing the shrimp, but now I cut it up. Your devil, like, it will... You Aquatics? I didn't know you were still here. You're not talking a lot. Well, I'm glad there's so many people in here. If there's anyone in here who doesn't know, the Jag is a male, and, that's his hiding spot right there. He doesn't really approve of it, but he has no other choice, because, this spot was too small for him. You need that rack set up. I'm always here. Well, that's awesome. It's a boy! Yeah. I don't know how you think I should try feeding him now or tomorrow. Don't feed him. Don't feed him for, like, the next week. I guess. Just try doing that. Check your class fields for free stuff. Class of fields for free stuff. What do you mean? Bye, everyone. Good night. Take care. Bye, Ultimate Fish Keeping Show. Sleep well. You probably got work in the morning. Oh, I think it was 2 to 3 days. Craigslist? She's still trying to eat the little brine shrimp. He is. My dream fish. I have my dream fish, the Jaguar cichlid, right there. Well, the Jaguar cichlid's one of them. The peacock bass was my original dream fish. I'm loving the Jag a lot right now, but that's my dream fish right there is the peacock bass, and I have it. Unfortunately, I do. LOL. Would love to be off work tomorrow. I would love to be off school tomorrow as well. But we all gotta do it. Now I have a fitness plan. Though I already do enough. Now the school wants me to do more. Like I'm freaking John Cena or something. I'm only 14. Leave me alone. Let me get fat, please. But yeah, the peacock bass. Call a sickie. I'm homeschooled. I'm homeschooled, so I can't. What gallon tank would you put a full-grown Oscar in? A 75 minimum. Minimum as the smallest tank you could go. But I would recommend as the best tank size you could have an Oscar in. One Oscar would be a 120. For 2 Oscars, a 180. Is arguably the beat. I would say a 120. A 6-foot tank would do perfect for an Oscar. You know, you could have it 4 foot long like this, but have it 2 feet wide, just like Joey does from the King of DIY. Kids shouldn't be fat. I'm not fat. I'm actually quite fit, in my opinion. And I have room to get taller still, which is why I'm not trying to lose weight. I had a big weight gaining time, and I'm 166. I'm 166 pounds. And I think I don't know, but I think I'm 5'10". And I'm still gonna grow taller. So that'll almost look like nothing. Where would you say to get a 120 gallon tank? I know PetSmart has $1 per gallon. That's where you could get it. Probably the cheapest is like a PetSmart. Hey Michigan, hey Lisa's Fishbowl Life, welcome to the stream. We're not exactly specifically targeting Frank to feed tonight, but no, he's here. Yeah, Craigslist. Yeah, you can find some nice ones on Craigslist, cheap ones. But yeah, Lisa, this is the new Scape in the 55. And it turns out that the Jag is actually a male. I buy all my tanks used. Look at this thing. Look at how much scratches it has on it. This thing is used. I have no idea what they use this thing for, but they used it. Hands don't usually have 120s on Craigslist. I've gotten all my six of my tanks at the site. Great deals. But this is the new Scape. I made this one either for the catfish or my African cichlid, as along with the bottom one here, which is out of a completely different thing. Facebook Market is a good place to check out too. This is Lisa's Fishbowl Life. And then so far Dave tried to go in there, I don't think. Do you recommend starter kits? Starter kits, I don't really think you can find a 120 starter kit. But probably not, because you can easily find all the stuff you need wherever you're buying. And possibly even get it for cheaper. Yeah, you can get a lot of things cheap. That's what I just said. Starter kits are usually trash. They usually are. A lot of them have SpongeBob in there, and no fish wants to wake up every morning to SpongeBob. I know the Jag doesn't. The Jag didn't like waking up to being called a girl every day. But the things I would recommend if you're worried about that part of it, if you're doing a 120 for an Oscar, what I would do is if you're planning on getting a big Oscar, a full-grown Oscar, you don't need any large rocks or plants. You don't need them. Yeah, a starter kit for a kid. But you don't really need a whole bunch of rocks and plants, just a few big ones. How long did it take me to do this scape? I put a lot of planning into my scapes. I wanted to plan this one a little bit bigger for the Jag, but I wanted this one a little bit smaller for the convicts. This one was going to be the African cichlids, but I came in a second time and made this one in the middle here. So altogether, if I was to do this all in one time, it'd probably take like 20 or 30 minutes to do it right and do it perfectly. It took like 5 or 10 minutes to make this do this. I had to rearrange the rocks on this thing to make it so they would come out of all the cracks. I had to put the tube down there just perfectly. So I guess altogether, about 40 minutes. Not that long. It's only 55. So it's really not too big of a deal. Alright, I think my krill is all melted down. You guys get to stare at the Jordans again while I go and drain this, because if I don't drain it, I'm putting that into my water, and I don't want to. Alright, that's better. What's the longest I've ever spent on escape? When I had my all naturals, I had a northern pike and a big old sunfish and a largemouth bass. I spent about an hour and a half doing larger size scapes so they could fit under the rocks. And they had to be positioned perfectly, so they wouldn't fall over and cause any damage to the side of the tank. Which the whole tank ended up getting wiped out by disease anyway, so. That's what the Jag likes. The Jag likes her krill the most. At about, see ya, Skippy. Thanks for staying in. I can stay for a while. Alright. So basically, the Jag's a male. Which it really don't look like one, but it is. Like Jeremy said, it's probably a late bloomer. How did you eat that much? What did you eat, Frank? Did you eat a krill? You don't like krill. I know that for a fact. There's no way you ate krill. You don't like krill. You like krill. He likes krill. The convicts sometimes like krill, but you don't. Can't wait till my devil gets about 3 more inches, so in a few months, like 6 or 5 months maybe. I like krill. Yummy, yummy, yummy krill. Makes the water look like milk. Delicious. I don't know how I missed this part right here with the razor blade. That's bugging me. I'll have to get that. I did a little bit of the back of the tank too. Oh, that's the catfish though. And Jag's of course gonna bully him. That's him though. Now I'll turn off my light since we're gonna be focusing mainly. I should do a video of you eating your fish food. Why JK? I'll do that. I'm going to fast him for 2 more days. Is that good? So 3 days in total. A fish can go for a lot longer without food than that. I would say let him get used to the tank for more like a week. Maybe like 5 days, actually. Let him get used to the tank and get used to the routes of it. Yeah, see, he don't like it. He don't like the krill. She'll eat it all day. But let him get used to the tank for like 5 days. He'll be fine. 4 days with today, it'll be 5 days in total. I think that sounds better. Yep, 5 days is perfect. Fight, 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 fight. Jags are very aggressive. They are very aggressive. Honestly, though, I think convicts are a little bit more territorial. Like, she's more all-out aggressive. Convicts are more territorial, for sure. These guys are way more territorial than she is. Thanks, Mama. You can leave it open. But I definitely think convicts are a little bit more territorial than they are. The meanest type of cichlid, the reason I haven't done a countdown on this is because there's 3. How long have you had your peacock? He looks a bit small. I've had him actually for 5 months. Which, yes, he's definitely stunted. but it's mainly because he's such a picky eater. I can never find good food for him, so he never can grow because I can't find any good food for him except for brine shrimp and bloodworms. The least aggressive cichlid, I'd have to say discus. Discus got to be the least aggressive cichlid. And the most wussy too. The three most aggressive cichlids in no particular order, the three that I cannot decide between are the red devil of its persistency and how fast it attacks. The flower horn because of how big its nuchal hump is and also how strong it is. They're not that fast of attackers though. And then the Dovi, because it gets so big and it's extremely territorial. It has that big mouth, and it can just demolish anything. Those are the three that I'm mainly thinking about. The Jag is too slow to compete with a Dovi, I would say. Say Red Devil, Dovi, and Umbi. Umbies aren't that aggressive. I level them about with convict cichlids. It's more territorial aggression than overall aggression. I would put Jag, if we're talking about just regular aggression, I think actually I'd put Jaguar, Cichlid, and Red Devil battling on this one because I think I think a Jag could whoop a flower horn too. They're persistent attackers, but they're fat. I've seen a lot of Jaguar flower horn fights. If there's flower horns, like decent sized flower horns at PetSmart for $25, if you're buying them, they're more than likely not good high quality flower horns. So just keep that in mind if you're thinking about one. You're just too beautiful. Look at you. Gosh, are you cool. And there's you and your girlfriend that tries to be mean. She's the wannabe aggressor, but she can't do nothing. The catfish is a wannabe too. He'll be aggressive until the thing turns around. I do go to school. I go online school. Gotta go, Dan. Have a good night. You too, Jeremy. Glad you could stay in the stream for a little bit. Yep, I stay home and do it, Tofe. Yeah, I stay home. And it's definitely a lot easier, too. I don't have to deal with as many people. Or teachers. I can just sit here, do my work, watch my fish, and if there's a squirrel out the window, take one of the pellet guns and shoot at it. If I miss, oh well. How can you focus near your tank? I usually don't, but I'm allowed to look up the answers, so that's what I do. They don't have any really rules against looking up the answers. Have you ever kept goldfish? I have goldfish in my pond outside. And, so yeah, I've kept goldfish. I've kept everything. Oh, look who's coming out. And back into hiding again. Does it have a tarp? It's a natural pond. Well, it's a pre-made pond liner that all we have to do is dig to the shape of the pond liner and we put it in. It's a thick plastic pond liner. And that's what I and then I just put a heater in there so it keeps below the ice warm, because there is like an inch of, there's like ice on there that's like this thick on the top, so no. There's no way. I almost got bit by my jag taking her out in the net. She almost got me, dude. She was trying to attack the net while I was catching her. She was sitting there and like flapping her tail at it when she realized she couldn't get away from it. She was just trying to attack it. Or he was. He was just trying to attack it. The most expensive fish, hold on. Hey Phoenix, welcome to the stream. Glad you could make it. The jag is a male. It's official gender. The jag's a male. And if we're talking about prices I actually paid for the size of the fish, it's going to have to be the peacock bass I paid the most for. Right now, he's probably about a $50 fish. Wow, congrats, Michigan. Thank you, Phoenix. But I got the peacock bass for $20 when he was this long. He was really little. For 20 bucks. And then, I'd have to say in second for personal spending would be this guy. I got him about the same size as, I got Frank for $16. The pair of convicts I got for $6. The jag was only $9 when I got her. She was about 3 inches. The catfish, this is actually a $50 catfish. Because they grow really slow, so it's hard to find any in stores for this big. But it was in an oddball tank, and it really wasn't actually supposed to be there. So instead of paying the full price of $50 for it, I only paid $7. 6 a piece. Yeah. I got them 6 a piece, and they were about 2 inches long when I got them, and I got them like 3 months ago. And the male was actually like 1.5 inches long. Bro, if you saw the peacock at Fishy Business, you would have gotten it. It's like 4 inches, and his colors are amazing. I probably would have gotten it, you're right, but I don't have $70. So, yeah. It's probably not that common of a peacock bass, either. It's probably like an azul or something. Convicts? Sort of. My female convict is finally hitting like her first growth spurt. So what about the cichlid? My Jaguar cichlid is a male. I always thought it was a female. Right there. But that's my female convict. She's finally hit her growth spurt. And, I think it was azul. Azuls are brown. They're mainly brown, and they have really bright blue on their fins. And their stripes are more thin, like convict stripes usually, but they don't go all the way down like convicts. They're like Anoscellarius peacock bass stripes, but they're thinner. But the male convict will grow the fastest. I got my female convict about that long, and my male convict was about just a little bit smaller than she was. And they don't get very big. He'll max out at about 6 or 7 inches, and she will max out wherever she went at about like 4. So they don't grow very big, but their growth rate is like medium. I say out of the fish in here, the Jag has definitely grown the fastest. I've had her for 6 months, and I got her when she was about this long, almost 7 months. Where did you get them? All of the fish in here, except for the catfish, I got at Moby Dick's pet store. And then the catfish I got at Prue's Pets in Lansing. So, mouth is getting dry. I need to go get my Mountain Dew. Come here. There we go. Mountain Dew break. Hey, beautiful. Jags will live up to 20 to 25 years usually. They can get up to, excuse me, now I gotta find my cap. They can get up to 24 inches long, live for 20 to 25 years, and to get it full size, you have to have the right conditions, the right tank size. Just everything has to be pretty much almost perfect. Hello, Ethan. Welcome to the stream. A little late, but that's okay. Thank you for joining in. Glad you could make it. The Jag, I sexed it last night, and it must be a late bloomer in its spots and its main adult look because it is a male. Which it looks exactly like a female, which really confused me because it looks like a female, but it's a male. So, and I'm extremely excited that it's a male. I knew I was onto something. It did not look like a male. And it still doesn't. It still doesn't look like a male. It still looks like a female. Males are usually all spots by now, and they usually have more of they have less of a pointed mouth. By now, the top part of a male is usually rounded out a little bit. Like, it comes up and it, like... Hold on, where's my finger? Come back. Come here, you. What did I just say? Come here. She's not listening. She's still... He's still mad at me. How long do peacock bass live? I think they can actually live up to 30 years. No, they might actually be able to live up to 50. I think it's 30 years, though. It's 10 to 12 inches. Oh, okay. With the knowledge that it's a male, that makes me way happier. Wow, says aquatics. Yeah, they can live quite a long time. Bass usually do live quite a long time. Like a 5-pound largemouth can be anywhere from 25 to, I think, 30 years. So some are older than me, yeah. So his name is... He don't have a name. He'll be a lot easier to name now. But he don't have a name yet. I'm gonna think of a really scary name, because that is a scary fish right there. And I got the Whisper 40 hooked up now, you can see. Maybe he's a transgender. He better not be a transgender. Are you a transgender? He's not answering. He might be a transgender. Might be a transgender Jaguar cichlid. Yeah, I know who Paul Cufaro is. The dude looks like he's 8 years old and owns an enormous pond. I know. Yet again, we don't know who he is. Nope. No. Never mind what I said. No clue. We have no clue. We either have no clue or we do not acknowledge his type there. Checking YouTube notifications. Go away, go away, go away, go away. There we go. We're all sub to Palmer Aquatics. I'm actually, I call myself friends with him. I'm a moderator for him. And I'm the first to get his stickers. Right there. I think I was actually his first moderator, or at least the first one that popped in on the stream and seen the blue. I'm confused on why he's so jealous of Barb's buzzing though. Like, Barb's buzzing's just an retard. Any of us could have got first stickers if we begged Palmer. Well, he originally told me that if I want some stickers, to get with him on Facebook. He told me that. And knowing him, I knew he would forget. But I trusted him. And it was like, I don't know, 2 weeks later, I said, I'm done. I'm going to ask him. Hey, dude, did you send the stickers? Oh, no, I completely forgot. Another week goes by. Hey, did you send out the stickers yet? I haven't got them. And then that just went on for a while until I finally got them. And it's not over yet. I'll find something else. What was my first fish? My first fish was a bedded fish. Mine was a molly. I've actually never had mollies. I've almost gotten one. I had a 5-gallon, and I wanted a sunset sailfin molly, but I ended up not getting it. He was cool though. I'll get one day. Still have him to this day. When did you get him? Because they only live like 2 years. I had a tank as a kid. I know I had a pleco, but no clue what other fish I had. Wouldn't say I was in the hobby at the time, though. I think my official first pleco I got at the beginning of 2018. I think I got my first ever pleco. And it was a common pleco, and I kept it with a betta. Which, it was from Meyer, which I shouldn't have done because it got ick, and my betta and the pleco died. Because I swear, Myers has created a breed of ick that is immune to every type of ick treatment. I'm telling you, they have. And if that gets out to other fish stores, all the fish in all aquariums are gonna die because of this ick that is immune to all the ick medications. Everyone's settling down now. They know it's nighttime. Except for the catfish. The catfish is ready to go. He's ready to get out. I used to have a 125 with a large pleco. I don't really like the ones that get really large. I like the smaller exotic ones that only get like 7 inches at the biggest. And then I like the even smaller ones as well, like the clown plecos and the zebra plecos. Not that I'd ever be able to afford a zebra pleco, but if I was to somehow find one that was 1/4 of an inch long and they were selling it for like $30-$40, I would buy it and keep it in the 3-gallon. I've never done saltwater. My dad did. He had a moray eel, and a lionfish, and I know he had a trigger. I forgot what type of trigger he had, but I don't really remember the tank. I was too young. But he has a bunch of pictures of it. Pleco on my 125 is about 9 inches. What type of pleco is this? Is like a common pleco? I know them can get like a foot. I'm back. Phone ran out of battery. That's fine, Ethan. I'm lucky that I plugged this thing in. It's at 6%. I use this thing a lot. Like, I finally, for the first time, filmed multiple videos in a day because I made them short enough that I could film multiple of them. I filmed 3 videos today. I'm uploading one about fish food tomorrow and one about feeder fish, an extension of tomorrow's video the day after tomorrow. And then of course the water heater one today, because I remember when I first shattered my water heater, which this was a different water heater. Comment I got from a friend getting out of the hobby. I'm pretty sure its growth was stunted. He was in a 10-gallon. Well, yeah, his growth was probably stunted. But anyway, it was actually the day before I went to get this catfish. My heater I had in here before, which is also a pretty nice heater, I was doing a big water change on the tank and changing things around because I knew I was going to come home with a catfish. So I was making hideouts for a catfish. I didn't really know what type of catfish. I was surprised I found this guy for as cheap as he was. But I was doing the water change and I was doing a big one. It was over a 50% water change. I unplugged the filter and all that, took out the lights. And then, well, I took out everything, and the tank took out all the decorations. And then I forgot to unplug the water heater. Bars buzzing should be ignored. I've talked to them and them on Instagram. They thanked me and told they will do on advice. They're very two-sided. They ignored advice on the channel. They're just in it for the money. Yeah, same thing with Catch 'em All Fishing and Paul Cufaro and all them people. They're all in it for the views, subscribers, and the money. I mean, I'm pretty sure Monster Mike Fishing, by this point, he's brain dead. He's completely brain dead. He's literally a walking camera. Everything that comes out of his mouth is clickbait. Everything. Everything. He is a joke. He is literally a joke. Yep, not worth mentioning. I'm just gonna shut up about that before Catch 'em All ends up finding this stream or something and going on one of his videos, and then I just get a whole bunch of haters, and eventually my channel gets shut down because everyone hates me. So basically, oh yeah, so I forgot to unplug my water heater, and I splashed it with water. When I touched it, I accidentally touched it and burned me. I moved my hand away really quickly and it splashed water on it. I realized it was starting to crack and I said, oh well, dang, I gotta get that out of there. Touched it, pulled it once, just shattered, completely shattered. And I was scared. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know if it shut off. I immediately unplugged it. I thought there were toxins in the water now because, well, it was heated coils that shattered. Oh my god. Dave and Misdemeanor were just fighting. That was the best thing ever. But I thought there were toxins in the water, so I'm like, I gotta get my fish out before they die. So what did I do? I netted them. I put them in a bucket. Every single fish. Called my dad, and you know what he said? He's like, dude, it's alright. Nothing would have happened. I didn't believe him at first, but eventually I learned that what does glass do? What does melted glass do when it hits water? Turns into dust, basically. And the heaters have sensors on them that shut off when they realize that the glass or whatever's on the outside has been broken. So, and then I learned that's why they put the rubber caps on the end. So, before anyone that didn't have that knowledge also had that happen and ended up doing what I did, but with different fish that weren't as hardy. I wanted to make sure that got out there, so that was the first video I uploaded today. Made sure it was that before I forgot or something. So that's basically that. To me, it's not really an embarrassing story. Because I actually think it was quite hilarious how hysterical I was acting. Dude, this goby is acting like a freaking cichlid right now. It's like climbing up and down the sides of the tank. Look at him, he's flaring his fins, or her fins. like she would trying to claim dominance of another fish at the front of the tank asking for more food. Like, that's the best thing ever, dude. Almost like how rainbow fish do it. When they want food, they like show their best colors for you. Oh god, here we go. The guy in Monster Fish Keepers has kept Jags for decades, and he has numerous Jags. Said most maxed out around 18 inches. His smallest Jag was just 16. He recommends a minimum of 180 gallons for an adult Jag. You know, this Jag's only 7 inches right now, and it's still got some time. And I won't be upgrading anytime soon because of that. Depending on how fast everything's growth rate is by the time a couple weeks before my birthday comes, we'll be determining if I get a bigger tank. And if I get a bigger tank, it's not going in my room. It has to go in the living room. So I'm hoping that they will not grow very fast. It seems that his growth rate is slowing down right now. I'm going to start feeding a lot less, maybe once every 2 to 3 days to make sure the growth rate slows down. I'm only going to really feed Frank the most because he's got a lot of growing to do to make sure he can catch up to the Jag. Then, yeah, that's basically it. It's going to try and slow her down. Yeah, once every 2 to 3 days is what I'm going to do. Because my room, my wall, I could have 2 1/4 55-gallon tanks on my wall. That's how small it is. That is way too early to be feeding so less. I would feed once a day. Once a day? I don't even feed them once a day. I feed them, right now, I feed them once every other day is what I feed them. Feed them, skip a day, feed them again. And they'll be fine. They're fish. They can spend a week without eating. 3 days is nothing for them. I'll splash some pellets in there every once in a while, but for their main large feedings, which is usually a mix of the pellets, krill, brine shrimp, and bloodworms, every 3 days. Right, as long as that is working for you. Alright. I used to feed them every day. That's what made my Oscar grow so fast. I fed him brine shrimp and pellets every single day for 2 weeks, and it went from like 4 inches to 6 inches within 2 weeks. And I was astounded by how big that thing actually got in 2 weeks. It almost outgrew my Jag by that point. But then my Jag had enough of it just moseying into her territory when she wasn't paying attention, or he wasn't paying attention. So he started tearing it apart, which took it out, put it in a quarantine tank, it died. No, I'm not against it. I just don't like people feeding 2 to 3 times a day. Oh, I don't. I don't feed 2 to 3 times a day. That's not what I was saying. I was saying, I'll feed them once every 3 days. I don't know if I said that clear enough. Once every 3 days is what I meant. Oh. Have you ever had zebra danios? No, I haven't. I didn't keep a lot of them fishes. I think we had some of them and giant danios in the 60-gallon, I guess, in the living room. Ah. Excellent, Chris. He is now streaming Therefore, this is where I will end my stream, and we can all go over there. There's only 2 people in right now. We'll all go over there, because I know you're all going to do that anyway. Palmer's live, I know. Palmer is here, still the only one. Don't worry, I'm loyal. It's fine, dude. I'm going to end it, so we can all go over there. You know, I want to get my dessert anyway. It's almost 8:30. Thank you all so much for joining in and hanging out with me. I love you all, and I'll see you all in my next video, which will be tomorrow